Let's take a look at some of the storm reports that are coming in from the National Weather Service office across the region. Of course, these get verified, so they're not coming in right now for the storms that are currently happening, but these are the ones that have verified from earlier today. They come in from a variety of sources, such as emergency officials, storm spotters, social media reports. In the Columbia area, we have a couple wind gusts near 40, 50 miles an hour as we look down towards the airport, 39 on Lake Murray. So certainly that's enough to grab your attention, especially if you're out on the water, especially if you thought, oh, I'm going to get an early day on the lake here as one of the really nice weather days we've had thus far. We've had a few reports of hail coming in, and actually we have that severe thunderstorm warning right now that is now making its way a little bit further to the north and east, but while it was over Spring Lake, we have reports of hail here in Anderson Creek, just shy of an inch, about 9/10 of an inch. That is certainly a nickel-sized hail that could do damage to outdoor structures such as trampolines and shutters were reported damaged here. And we also have another storm report that came in on the border of Harnett County, again, about 9/10 of an inch. We have 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts not too far from there, so that is a very typical severe thunderstorm warning. And the other one that caught my eye near the Virginia line, guys, was all of the reports of downed trees that came in here in Caswell County. Multiple areas, all reporting trees down and power lines down. This one on Cherry Grove Road and Marsh Graves Road, and another near Roxborough as well, too, where a train spotter reported not only trees down, but also large limbs, power lines. And this was including at the country club. Actually, Chris Jackson, if I'm not mistaken, speaking of country club and golf, I think Augusta evacuated their golf course this afternoon with some of that severe weather rolling through there in the Georgia side of the border.
Yeah, they did, James, and I was catching bits and pieces of it on Twitter. I was actually watching some of the practice round coverage live, and noticed how dark it started to get right before I left home, and I saw that they evacuated the golf course, and those guys down there with Augusta with the Masters, they run a top notch machine, and it's really good to see professional sports being so proactive to get people off out of harm's way during severe weather events.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we were cycling through on our live stream today while we were awaiting the severe weather was some storm preparedness clips we have from our Carolina Weather Group archive. And one of them was the interview we did with Mace Michaels, who's a freelance meteorologist with Minnesota Twins. And he actually notes in that interview that while he, as the on site meteorologist, will alert the stadium folks of severe weather, that's an example of a professional sporting entity that does not have a lightning policy. But as Chris noted, they were very proactive in getting people off the golf course today in Augusta, and that's certainly good news. Before I get too far from the storm reports, I wanted to pop them back up on the screen because I realized that I was neglecting reports from earlier today, and I wanted to let you know that if you are watching from upstate South Carolina, where we had some severe storms roll on through, you too have some reports of downed trees, and even into the Charlotte area and towards Belmont and Gaston County, you can see that amateur radio, ham radio, reporting trees down on South Point Road and Nixon Road. Ham radio was another thing we featured this afternoon while preparing for coverage. Hey guys, check this out. We had hail reports of over an inch and a quarter here in Rockingham. This coming in from members of the public and relayed by our media friends at WFMY. That is some significant hail, and I wouldn't be surprised, although the details aren't here, if there was some damage associated with all of that.